related to the business cycle. It is related to the business cycle. So business cycle is related to what? Actually it is related to the business activity which passes through the different phases. So there are different 4 phases related to the business cycle, and what those 4 phases are, it is related to the prosperity, it is related to the recession, depression and further recovery. So these are the 4 phases related to it. And let me tell you related that business cycle is not regular. It is not regular. Let me tell you that it's a wave like structure over there, and it is not regular. It's not like that it will be regular. The dips are not equal over there. The dips are not equal over there, but it is repetitive phenomenon. It is repetitive in a phenomenon, but it is having a random timing over there, and to a large degree we can say this is unpredictable. And to a large degree we can say it is unpredictable. The business cycle influences the business decisions, and let me tell you again, it does not affect the economy, but the individual businesses are affected due to the business cycles. These are affected due to the business cycles. Is that clear? And further, let us have a look at the characteristics of the business cycle. Let us have a look at the characteristics of the business cycles over here. So business cycle is what? It is a synchronic. The upward and downward movements tend to occur at almost the same period in all industries. So if there is business cycle changes in the one industry, there will be definitely synchronic. It will be synchronic to the another industries too. Okay, so let us take the case, if it is in the hospital industry, it will also affect the other industries too, and that will be synchronic at the same time in the other industries. Okay, and the second factor, it is related to cyclical fluctuations are recurring in nature. So as I told you, like we are having the AC voltage over there, the same structure goes like a sine wave over here. Okay, so it is just like a sine wave, and further it is just repetitive. It is repetitive and recurring in nature. So these cyclical fluctuations are recurring in nature, and further the various phases repeat themselves. Like over here we are having the boom phase. Now it is related to the recession, then it is related to depression, further recovery, and it will be repeating it again. A boom is followed by depression, and depression is again followed by the boom itself. So it is nothing like that the boom or the depression stage will be there for the indefinite time period. It's nothing like that. Okay, then further, I already told you that up and down movements are not symmetrical. It is not like the case that if the boom period is having a larger time or a shorter period of time, the depression period will be for the same period of time. It is not like that. It is not symmetric in that particular purpose. It is not symmetrical. And also it is not the case that the repetitions would be symmetrical to the previous time periods. It is not the case over there. Now let us have a look at the phases of the business cycle. Let us have a look at the phases of the business cycle. A business cycle is identified as a sequence of 4 phases. What those 4 phases are? It is related to the recovery phase, boom phase, recession and depression. Okay, so let us consider the boom phase first of all. So here is a sign chart we have mentioned over here, and it is related to that the top situation over here we are having the boom position. When it basically downgrades the quality, our sales basically deteriorate. In that case it is recession, and further the worst scenario of the recession is depression, and there is a recovery thereon, and further we lead towards a boom situation again, boom phase again. So during the boom phase, the production capacity is fully utilized. What does it mean? It means if we consider there is a factory, if there is a factory or a manufacturing hub, and further they were producing 10,000 units, and they are able to sell 10,000 units. In that case, we can say that our capacity is fully utilized, because whatsoever the stocks are being manufactured, we are able to sell them into the market. Okay, there is no piling up of the stocks. Okay, we are able to sell those at the profitable situation, and also when the supply, when the demand exceeds the supply, definitely there is going to be increase in the prices of the commodities or the services. Is that clear? So in the boom phase also, this situation particularly happens that we are fully utilizing our capacities, and moreover the products fetch an above normal price, which gives higher profits. Now when the manufacturers are having higher profits, they will try to manufacture more. They will be setting up more machineries, they will be hiring more workers over there, and also And also when the demand related to the workers increases, they also do increase their salaries. They also do ask for increase of their salaries. The raw material cost increases. So it like so it happens like that when the demand increases, whether it is related to the raw materials, because if you want to produce more, if you want to manufacture more of the raw material is required, so you will be requiring more raw material, more of the labor would be required, more of the workers would be required, everything will be required in excess, and that everything would be available at some higher cost. Now that basically leads to what? That leads to that your input cost will start rising, that your input cost will start rising. So what is the concept over here? First we read that the demand is equal to supply, but at some particular time the demand is now exceeding the supply. That basically leads to general rise in the prices itself. The increasing cost tendency of the factors of production leads to a continuous increase in the product cost. So ultimately what happens, that your product cost will be increasing and increasing again and again. The fixed income group and the salaried persons would find it difficult so as to cope up with the rising prices of the product. So let us take the case, if the bread was previously available at rupees 10 and now it is available at rupees 35. Now the persons who are having the fixed incomes and further the persons who are salaried persons, they will not be able to consume the same amount of the breads now. Ultimately they will do what? They will be reducing their consumption. They will be reducing the consumption, and that is going to be happen over here also. The demand is now more or less stagnant or even decreases. In that particular case, if the consumption decreases, now because they are compelled so as to reduce their consumption, ultimately the demand will reduce, it will be becoming equal to the supply, and definitely it is going to decrease from the supply itself. So the saturation point over there, let us take the case that when the saturation point is over here, this is the saturation point where the demand is equal to supply, that is a peak value over here, when your sales and your profits are at the peak. Okay, and after that the product price increases, the low income group and the fixed salary group is now basically is compelled so as to reduce their consumption, and ultimately demand will be equal to or lesser than the supply over here. Again the supply increases and the boom is now reaches at its peak. We can say the boom has now reached at its peak. Is that clear? That is related to boom. The another phase, it is related to recession. Now, once the economy reaches the peak, now the course will change. What would the change? There will be a downward tendency in the demand. Now the demand is basically reducing. The demand is a decrease. The manufacturers they have set up the extra machines over here. They continue to manufacture more and more. The manufacturer who were unaware of the fact that the demand is now that much equal to in the market itself, now it is lesser than that of the supply. In that case, if they basically continue to manufacture the same product, ultimately the stocks will pile up. And they won't be able to clear the stocks. Is that clear? So the stocks are piling up, order for the new equipment and the raw materials are cancelled because they are not able to sell their stocks in the market because the supply has exceeded the demand in the market. Workers are retrenched, banks insist on repayment, and stocks accumulate because they are not getting money from the market. They are not able to sell their product in the market. Ultimately they are getting lesser returns or no return from the market, and they are not able to repay their loans. The business will fail. The business failures will increase. Investments will cease because they are not able to get the money out of their investments, and further also the unemployment will increase because you are not basically manufacturing any product right now. So that will basically lead to what? That you will be sacking the employees and workers. And further, unemployment leads to fall in income because unemployment means that you will not be earning, and further that means what? That you have lesser income or no income, and in that case the consumption will reduce further. Producers are compelled to reduce the price because they want to clear their stock. They want to find the money so as to meet up their obligations. In that case, they are basically compelled to reduce the prices. Consumers will be expecting that the prices will fall further low. that there will be further decline in the market and they will be postponing their consumption over there. So the stocks are still piling up. The manufacturers are not able to clear their stocks. The employment rate is the unemployment rate is now increasing, and there is a tendency in the public itself that the prices will still further go down, and they postpone their decisions related to the purchase. Okay.